An autonomous AI agent just breached McKinsey's internal AI platform. 46 million chat messages, 700,000 confidential files, 57,000 user accounts. And it took less than 2 hours. Not a team of elite hackers. One AI agent working on its own. And the vulnerability is exploited. A coding mistake from the 90s. McKinsey & Company is one of the most powerful consulting firms on the planet. They advise governments and Fortune 500 companies on strategy, mergers, and operations. They built an internal AI platform called Lilli. Think of it as ChatGPT but trained on McKinsey's proprietary knowledge. Decades of consulting insights. Client data, internal research. Lilli contains some of the most commercially sensitive information in the business world. The company that breached it, CodeWall, specializes in red teaming, hacking systems on purpose to find weaknesses. But they didn't send human hackers. They sent a single autonomous AI agent. Reconnaissance, vulnerability scanning, exploitation, data extraction, all autonomous, all in under 2 hours. And this matters right now because every major company is deploying internal AI platforms. According to Okta's latest report, 88% of organizations have already experienced security incidents involving AI agents, and only 22% treat AI agents as independent entities that need their own security controls. Today we are covering 3 things. How CodeWall's AI agent broke into Lilli, step by step. Why the ability to rewrite Lilli's instructions is far more dangerous than stealing data, and what this means for every company deploying AI right now. CodeWall's AI agent started by scanning the public internet for anything related to Lilli. It found McKinsey's API documentation, publicly accessible, detailing over 200 endpoints, and 22 of those endpoints had no authentication at all. No password, no logging, no verification, just open. The agent then found that one endpoint was vulnerable to SQL injection, a technique where you trick a system into running commands by inserting code where it expects normal text. It's been documented since the late 90s. Every computer science class teaches you to protect against it. The most sophisticated AI breach of 2026 so far used a technique your professor warned you about in your first semester. Once inside, the AI agent had full read and write access to Lilli's production database, 46.5 million internal chat messages, strategy discussions, merges, client engagements, 728,000 private files, 57,000 user accounts, 384,000 AI assistants, and 95 system prompts. The hidden instructions that tell Lilli how to behave. The agent didn't just have read access to those prompts. It had write access, meaning it could have changed them. Imagine silently rewriting rules that govern your AI assistant. You could make it subtly favor certain strategies, recommend specific vendors, downplay risks, and nobody would know. The consultants using Lilli would ask a question and get an answer that looks completely normal, but the answer has been quietly manipulated. CodeWall didn't exploit this maliciously. This was a controlled security test. They notified McKinsey on March 1st. McKinsey patched all vulnerabilities and took their dev environments offline by March 2nd. On March 11th, McKinsey stated that their investigation, supported by a third-party forensics firm, found no evidence client data was accessed by any unauthorized third party. Credit where it's due. McKinsey responded fast. But the question is, what if CodeWall hadn't been the one to find it first? A human team might take days or weeks to do what CodeWall's AI agent did in 2 hours. The agent scanned, identified gaps, found the injection point, exploited it, and extracted data, all without human telling it what to do at each step. AI as force multiplier for attacks. The techniques aren't new, but AI can find and exploit them faster than any human team. Here is where the story goes from a security breach to something much more unsettling. Imagine you just build the most advanced vault in the world. Biometric locks, rational scanners, AI-powered surveillance. Inside, you store your most valuable documents, but the back door has a regular padlock on it. The kind you can buy for $5 at a hardware store, and nobody checked it. That's what happened at McKinsey. The AI platform was state of the art. The API security was $5 padlock, and it only took one AI to notice. The technology keeps getting more sophisticated, the security doesn't, and that gap is getting wider. So here's the question. If McKinsey, one of the most well-resourced security-conscious companies on earth, left a decades-old vulnerability in their flagship AI platform, what about everyone else? What about your company? What about the AI tools you use at work every day? Most companies deploying AI don't have McKinsey's resources, and most don't have a CodeWall team finding the vulnerabilities before someone else does. If we get this right, the McKinsey breach becomes a wake-up call. Companies start treating AI platforms with the same security rigor as financial systems. Red teaming with AI agents becomes standard. API authentication becomes mandatory. And system prompts treated as critical infrastructure, with the same protections as encryption keys. In this future, the McKinsey breach is the fire alarm that made everyone check their smoke detectors. If we don't, the pattern continues. More AI platforms, more unprotected APIs, more system prompts anyone can rewrite, and eventually a real attack, not a controlled test. Someone who silently rewrites the AI instructions and lets the poisoned advice flow for months before anyone notices. Not a breach you can see, a compromise you can't. Personally, the McKinsey breach is the most important AI security story of 2026 so far, not because the data exposed, but because of how it was exposed. An AI agent working autonomously exploited a decades-old vulnerability in under 2 hours. If a security startup AI can just do this, what can a national state AI do? This is my read. I could be wrong, but I think we are going to look back and say this was the first time we saw AI attacking AI infrastructure at enterprise scale. The question is whether we fix the padlocks before someone comes through the back door for real. The AI platforms are getting smarter, the attacks are getting faster, and the security for most companies is still stuck in 90s. Here's my question. Does your company do AI-specific security testing? Not regular penetration testing, AI-specific red teaming. Let me know in the comments if you found this valuable. Subscribe and share it. Follow us for more AI governance analysis. See you next week.